Hello everyone. I've provided some handouts for you today to help you understand the process. I also provided a copy of two books, Rich Dad Poor Dad and Retire Young, Retire Rich. These books will help you tremendously. The title of my speech is Financial Freedom Through Real Estate Investment. The purpose of my speech is to help you to understand how you can achieve financial freedom through real estate investment. By the end of my speech, you will understand clearly how to become financially free by investing in real estate. Purchasing a home with no money down, which means seller finance, use legal loopholes to acquire investment properties, how to get cash back at closing, and as a bonus, how to pay off your mortgage in half the time and not pay any interest on your loan. My name is Paula Brown, and my goal today is to show you how to let your money work for you without you having to work for your money. I have owned several rental properties and attended several real estate seminars to expand my knowledge of real estate. And I've personally purchased 3 homes with no money down and even gotten thousands of dollars of cash back at closing. I once purchased a home from another investor who owned the property free and clear, meaning he didn't have a mortgage on the property. Situations like this can create a great way to secure a property with no out-of-pocket expense from you. In this particular instance, I was able to secure a 90% loan from the bank to purchase the home, and the owner agreed to finance the other 10% at a comparable market rate, which at that time for investment properties was about 8% interest. What I had at this point was 2 monthly mortgage payments, both very reasonable and affordable. One to the bank and the other to the seller. Based on the fact that I was purchasing a duplex and I would have 2 rental incomes, there would be no issues making both payments every month. The property valued at $60,000. The mortgage company financed 50% and the owner financed the mortgage company financed $50,000 and the owner financed $10,000 to make up the $60,000. My monthly payment for the mortgage company was $400 and the owner was $200. His loan was a little bit shorter. I was able to rent out each side of the duplex for $700 a month for a total of $1,400. And after I deducted taxes and insurance, because the government has to get their part, I had a positive cash flow of $700 a month. Remember, it didn't cost me a single cent to acquire this property. Cash back at closing. Secondly, here's a way to get money, and I mean cash money, back at closing. This particular circumstance, a home I purchased didn't have any appliances in it. The seller agreed to bring cash at closing to purchase the appliances for me to put in the property before I rented it out. Sorry. We estimated the cost for the appliances to be around $2,000, and that's what we walked away with at closing. I went to a used appliance store, purchased all the appliances I needed for a total of around $500, so I ended up with $1,500 in cash for myself. How to pay off your loan in half the time, your mortgage. If you make an extra monthly mortgage payment every month, you can pay off a 30-year mortgage in 15 years. That's half the time. Apologize. If you cannot afford to make an entire monthly payment, what extra you can pay every month will help along the way, paying off your mortgage early and ultimately saving you money and interest while building substantial equity in your home faster. No interest loan. Now this is interesting. You may ask, how may I get a loan interest free? After all, that's how the banks make their money. Well, here's a trick that the bank will not necessarily like, but it's perfectly legal. By paying off your monthly principal balance every month before the interest can be added on, you can eliminate paying interest on your loan. Here's how it works. And I provided handouts for you guys with that breakdown as well. If you would prefer, you can refer to that later on, so you have a bearing, something to go by to help it to make it a little bit more easier. When you purchase a home, the mortgage company normally gives you an amortization schedule. This schedule breaks down what your payments is going to be every month. It lists your total monthly payment into two parts, your principal payment and your interest payment. And it does that for each month. So let's say you purchased a home for, and I'm going to use small figures to make it easier, around $50. And you purchase your home in January, your monthly payment is $1. Your breakdown may be, for that $1, 90 cents in interest, 10 cents in principal. Because they normally collect their principal up front. Each month, when you make your monthly payment, send in a separate check for your principal payment for the next month, which would be February in your case, and your amortization schedule, you cross out the interest for that month because you cannot pay interest if there is no principal. You've eliminated the principal. You must, however, make sure that you pay the exact principal amount to the penny, no more, no less. The next month, when you make your February payment, pay your March principal and cross out the interest for March. Are you following me? Awesome. Each time you make your principal payment before it's due, you do not have to pay interest for that month. Keep doing this and keep adding how much you paid. Before long, you would have paid off the original loan and with no interest associated with it. When you go to the bank and tell them you've paid off your loan, they will look at you like you're crazy. But once you explain to them, they'll have no choice but to honor it. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's perfectly legal. There are so many legal loopholes in place to help acquire rental properties. So why not utilize them? Real estate is one of the few things that appreciate in value and allow you to build equity that you can use later to purchase another home, and so on and so on and so on. How many of you would give up a full-time job and work part-time for yourself and make a whole lot more money than you could earn on a 9-to-5 job? Awesome. What if I told you all you had to do was drive around at your leisure in your neighborhood, look for properties that says for sale by owner? Would you want to do that? Raise your hand if that sounds good. Are you ready to be financially free? Now is the time. I gathered the information from my speech from personal experience. I once purchased a duplex from an individual with no money down, and on another occasion I got cash back at closing. I also read some really good books, this Rich Dad Poor Dad book and this Retire Young, Retire Rich book, very good read. I also purchased my No Money Down from Carlton Sheets, 2 different series, and a few other material that I have from him that helped me in my journey. So I hope now that you understand a little bit more about real estate investment and how you can make real estate work for you and how you can earn money and have a substantial income through real estate investment and be financially free. Thank you.